everything I'm telling you is factual and easy to check. If you want to know what the 76 FDA-approved additives, you can just do a Google search, FDA-approved wine additives, and the list will come up right off the government website, along with a lot of other posts where people have written about these additives. But here's the reason that the public doesn't know about it. The wine industry controlled by these massive companies. So here's the control. 3 giant wine companies make 52% of all the wine sold in the United States. And the top 30 wine companies make over 70% of U.S. wines. So when you go in the grocery store or into a bottle shop and you see these shelves and shelves of wine bottles, most of that wine is made by just a handful of companies. And because of the 3-tier distribution system for wine in the United States, which is also not only unconstitutional, but puts the consumer at a significant disadvantage for being able to get wines that they want, these distribution systems controlled by these massive conglomerates, right? How wine gets into each state legally. Because, see, alcohol is regulated largely state by state. So the only thing the federal government has to do with wine is the FDA-approved additives, and then the label. The wine label has to be approved by the federal government. Other than that, getting wine into each state and distributed around to each state and into stores in your neighborhood, that's all regulated state to state, and in some cases, county to county. And so these distribution systems put any kind of small they put any kind of a small winery at a supreme disadvantage of being able to get their product into the store, right? Because these networks are controlled by these distributors who are in bed with these huge conglomerates.
And who are the conglomerates?
Well, the top 3 largest wine companies in the United States are Constellation Brands, Gallo, which is still privately held, and I think that the third one I'm not going to quote at the moment because I haven't looked at the list in a while.
Yeah. Gallo was the one I was curious about because I saw a story one time about how they grew and how they've been able to make this amazing amount of wine. And at the time, it was kind of a fun entrepreneur story, but then realizing what that does to our, system of choice and such is certainly not a good thing.
Well, 2 brothers, it's a great business story. One brother was the guy making the wine, and the other one was the guy selling it. They're neither involved in the business anymore. I think both are even dead now. But so it's a great business story, but it didn't do a whole lot for the health of your mind and body, right? And because these wines are made in massive factories in Central California. And these conglomerates, these huge wine companies hide behind thousands of brands and labels to confuse you. Right? They'll put a farmhouse or a chateau on the front, right? But in fact, that wine's being made in these massive factories. And these factories are huge. They're like football fields big, right? Because it takes a lot of tanks to make wine in this volume. And so they're what we call tank farms, just wine tanks as far as you can see.
Wow.
Right? And so what's happened is that in order to make wine in these volumes and at these profit margins, they're not trying to make wine better or healthier. They're trying to make it cheaper and faster.